So the fact that you even clicked on this video probably means she actually said yes to the date. Or maybe she hasn't said yes yet, but you're actually plotting on asking her on that date. Well, let's get one thing absolutely straight. The fact that she even said yes is probably a sure sign that she actually likes you. And you're only one good impression away from scoring. Just think about it. She's probably getting hundreds and hundreds of guys messaging her every day, just trying their best to get her attention. But somehow, not only did you get her attention, you actually got her to say yes to going on a date with you. You got her to look away from her reality TV, watching that Love Island bullshit, stuffing her face with ice cream, or maybe just sleeping. She picked you over that. She said yes to go put her makeup on, put her best outfit on to look presentable for some guy that she barely knows. I would say that she's already convinced herself at least 50% that she's kinda into you. You're halfway across the finish line, bro. So this is where the hard truth comes in. I would argue that almost 9 out of 10 times, if you didn't get the girl after the first date, it was probably your fault. You literally already had the win in your hands. If we're being honest, you just threw that shit away. But in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys some advice on how to secure that win. I got you, my boy. This is what not to do on your first date. Step number 1 of what you definitely don't want to do on your first date is you don't want to reveal too much about yourself. Now you might be looking at me like, yo, Berto, what the hell are you talking about, bro? What are we supposed to talk about? How am I not gonna talk about myself? Doesn't she want to get to know me too? Isn't that like the whole point of the date? Yes and no. Y'all gotta start understanding that life isn't just black and white. It's not that simple. And a lot of y'all just be talking y'all way out of the coochie, bro. She's already decided to some degree that 50% she likes you. She's interested. That's why she showed up. But here's something that you guys need to start thinking about. Why did she show up? What is she actually interested in? Sure, she might be attracted to you a little bit, but what she's actually interested in is not you necessarily. It's the idea of what you could be. And we can't read her mind. So on that very first encounter, her idea of what we as the guy might be, there's absolutely no way we can know that. She has this make-believe idea of what your personality might be like. She has this idea of what she wants you to be like. So follow me for a second. There's nothing more disappointing when she thinks you're this guy, but then you open your mouth and turn out to be that guy. And I need y'all to understand something. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that guy, but as she's building up this anticipation, it's almost like an expectation that she's wanting to receive, and you just let her down instantly. It's kind of like an automatic turnoff to a degree. And that's what a lot of us guys do. You talk so much, you expose so much that she wasn't even prepared for, and now her idea of what you could have been is now completely turned off. So now she's not as interested. You exposed too much of the truth about yourself, and that truth didn't match her expectations. And now instead of fantasizing about the guy you are, she kinda already knows. I know this might kinda seem a little confusing to some of you guys, especially because I truly do preach being yourself. But the thing is, it's not about not being yourself. It's just about not letting it all out so quickly, especially not on the first date. Like, let me give you some examples of how to do this. You don't need to be dry, you don't need to be rude. All you have to do is be confident and be somewhat vague about the things that are coming out your mouth. I wouldn't just start telling my entire life story about all the ups and downs and everything you've been through. I wouldn't start telling her about all my insecurities and all the things that I'm afraid of in life. You kind of see where I'm going with this? Just keep it base level, keep it neutral. Yeah, I have a job, love my job. It's a great work environment, you know what I'm saying? It pays well. And you know, I make a living, very happy about what I do. Oh yeah, I've been to that restaurant before. I think it's great. Oh, we definitely should go sometime. No, actually, I don't drink. You know, I just like to stay sober. Versus, Yeah, I work for Starbucks. I mean, the pay is okay, you know, I get by, but honestly, you know, I'm kind of thinking about asking my manager for a raise just so I can make some more money and blah, 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 I'm broke. Oh yeah, I went to that restaurant one time. It's kind of good, but I just remember this one time this waiter did something that I didn't really like, blah, 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 and the food was kind of like weird, blah, 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 and I'm just a man that's complaining, blah, blah, complaining to you about shit you don't care about, and now you just think I'm a crybaby bitch, blah, blah, blah. These are the cues that you might start giving her when you start over explaining yourself. What I'm saying isn't to have to be able to leave some room for her to peel the layers back and discover who you are. Because if you allow her to discover that person if you allow her to discover who you are over the course of the next 2 to 3, maybe even 4 dates, now instead of only fantasizing about the guy who she thought she wanted, she actually might start falling for the guy you actually are. Instead of disappointing her right away because you didn't match her fantasy. The chances are you're not gonna be able to live up to her fucking fantasies, bro. Like, not all of us are multi-millionaires. It's just the way life is. Put yourself in her shoes. Wouldn't you be disappointed if you found out that you were a broke boy on the first date too? Once she's convinced herself that she actually likes you and is willing to start taking further steps with you, you know, now she might be more willing to be more understanding to your situation and the flaws that are going on in your life. We're human at the end of the day. First impressions are very important. Don't fuck it up. So leading off of the first tip, this is honestly a straight line into the second one, but you're gonna want the girl you're on a date with to do majority of the talking. Some of this might sound a little repetitive, but I gotta drill it into y'all brains, bro. You're only gonna talk your way out of the cat. If you break that fantasy of what she has in her head too early, at the end of the day, there's gonna be nothing left for her to be interested in. You don't want her to find out that you're a loser before she falls in love with the loser. And the easiest way to do this is just by letting her do all the talking. Now you might be thinking, how do you do this without overexposing yourself? You have to ask open-ended questions. These are questions that are going to force her to talk in more detail about the things that you're asking her. For example, a lot of you guys get ghosted in text messages because you ask stupid things like, "What's up?" And then she's probably gonna respond with, "Nothing. What about you?" Questions like that don't lead, so the same thing applies when you're on a date face to face talking to each other. She's gonna feel so much more excited to talk to you if you ask her open-ended questions. "Oh, so what did you have planned for the rest of the day? What are you doing after this?" "Oh, I was actually thinking about going to the library to read some books." This is a perfect opportunity to enter her world. Start to figure out what she likes. "Oh really? So you're into books. What type of books do you read?" "I'm like a super big Harry Potter fan. It's like one of my favorite shows. I grew up watching it, blah, 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 blah." Now she's talking about things that she likes. She's happy. She's excited about what she got going on. And she's excited that you as the man are interested in what she got going on in her life. "Wow, that's crazy. Harry Potter's one of my favorite shows too. I love those last 3 movies." "What? Really? Oh wow, that's so crazy. I really recommend you read the books because like blah 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 blah." She's yapping her ass off, but she's happy as shit doing it. Now she's actually having a good time on this date. And her having a good time on this date is going to reinforce the thoughts that, wow, it's this guy that I'm having a good time with. Maybe I like him. Maybe he's the reason why I'm feeling so great right now. I want to be very clear. The goal isn't to trick her into liking somebody that you're not. That's never gonna work because at the end of the day, even if you do trick her, the truth is always gonna come out. And if you're a piece of shit, nobody's gonna wanna be with a piece of shit. She's gonna find out and she's gonna leave your dumb ass. So that's not what I'm telling you to do. But again, if you want a real chance with her, you have to make her feel comfortable with you. And as a man, the best way to do that is allow her to open up to you at her own pace while you're controlling the direction it's going in. All right, next step. This one is semi-easy, or it could be a little bit harder depending on what you got going on in your life. But all you definitely need to do is stay off of your phone. I'd argue that depending on the situation, it might not completely bomb your date, but I will say it makes a hell of an impression. I'll even be honest, I struggle with this one. But I promise you, if you go on a date and grab your phone, put it face down on the table, look her in her eyes, and start engaging in conversation, you're instantly gonna give off that body language and energy like, yo, I have his full attention and he's here for me. I promise you, subconsciously, and she might even notice it, she's gonna build a lot of respect for you right there in that moment, reinforcing that she cut time out of her life to come see you and you're giving it your full attention. So I encourage you, unless it's some type of emergency where you absolutely can't, just stay off your phone. And if you really have to, maybe cut away to a bathroom break to go check your phone for whatever reason. But other than that, if you can, I'd even say turn that hoe off or put it on airplane mode or some shit. Just focus on the date. You'll be out of there in a couple hours. You'll be all right. All right, the next one on this list is honestly basic, but the reality is some of y'all niggas don't even got the basics. So here we go. But you gotta have basic table manners, bruh. And real shit, this doesn't just equate to dates. Like if you're a grown man, still not using basic table manners, like come on, bro, what are you doing? Grow up. You gotta get it together. You cannot be out here talking with food in your mouth. It's disgusting. Nobody wants to see that shit. All you gotta do is chew with your mouth closed. And if you got something to say, I promise you, it can wait till you fucking swallow your food. Another thing I'm gonna recommend is eat slowly, drink slowly. Now, I'll be honest with you, a nigga like me, you put a ribeye steak in front of me, bruh, that shit is probably gonna be gone in less than 10 minutes. It could be a pounder too. I'm tearing it up. But on the dinner dates, you gotta make that conscious decision to slow down and be a gentleman. Eating fast and drinking fast, it's not something that she might necessarily think she's thinking, but subconsciously it shows you don't got no self-control. You don't know how to take things slow. And girls don't like that. Think of it like this. Just like with anything else in your life, 9 times out of 10, when you slow down and do it with focus and precision, you're probably more likely to get it right. So when you rushing and doing shit, you're probably more likely to get it wrong. So when you slow, kind of just being smooth, cutting your steak, taking nice sips of your drink, you know what I'm saying? You're communicating like, yo, I'm smooth, I'm in control, I'm calm and collective. That's gonna make her feel more comfortable around you. Not you like motherfucking Goku and Luffy in that hoe. Like, man, you gotta chill, you gotta show her that you're a confident man and you control the situations around you. Again, this is probably not something she's gonna outright compliment you on, because at the end of the day, would you compliment somebody for doing the bare minimum? Like, this is just something where subconsciously she's gonna appreciate that and understand that, okay, this is a man with class. Oh, and this is just a bonus tip. Don't smack your fucking lips, bro. Y'all gotta stop doing that. If you eat and make this noise, cut it out, bro. Cut it out. You gotta stop that. You need to stop that altogether. That's nasty. It's lame. It's childish. Like, nobody want to hear that shit. Just listen to me, bro. You watching this video for a reason. I got you. Stop making them sound effects when you eating, bro. So the last thing on this list is gonna be a reflection on whether you paid attention on the things I said before or not. Because if you did, your date probably went amazing and she's actually really starting to think she likes you. She might even be fucking around starting to think you're a potential partner. What do I mean by this? I'm very literally saying, always have an extra space or an extra place to go to right after the date. So for example, if you took her to dinner, maybe you got like an ice cream spot around the corner where you guys can go for dessert. Or maybe if it went really well, you might be able to take her to bowling or Topgolf, something else that you guys can do to spice up the night or, you know, day, date, whatever, even more than what it already was. And assuming that the date went really well, the key is to make the offer for part 2 of the date very smooth and make it seem like it was in the spur of the moment. For example, you guys just finished dinner or wherever the fuck it is that you guys went to, assuming that you both were smiling, laughing, having a good time. You look at the clock and it's starting to seem like, even though it was great, it seems like the night is coming to a close. So the best way to go about this, if you see the opportunity to be real smooth about it, all you gotta simply ask is, so what are you doing after this? To her, this is gonna come off as a very basic and organic question. Yeah, like, where are you going after this? What do you got going on? If the date went really well and she says nothing, at this point, she's literally communicating to you that, yeah, I have nothing else going on after this, and we just had a great time together. She doesn't want the night to end. If you already, right off the bat, you already know, oh, I got this one ice cream spot that we can go to. I'd love to take you there for dessert. Boom. She's feeling that. Oh, I know there's one spot by the beach that we can go to and walk. I think it'd be really nice for you to see the scenery. Boom. She's feeling that. Oh, I got this one spot at Topgolf where we can go golfing, or, you know, maybe go bowling or something. Boom. She's feeling that. The night's not over. She likes you. She gets to spend more time with you. And remember, she offered you that information. You just asked what she got going on the rest of the night. She said nothing. She's just waiting for you to ask, bro. Bro, I'm telling y'all right now, I've done this in certain situations where the date has gone so well, I was able to get cheeks that same night, on the first night, bro. Again, that's a best case scenario, but this works. Now again, I'm not saying that you should only be trying to get the cheeks on the first date. If that's all you're looking for in a girl, well, I mean, I guess more power to you, I guess. But if you're looking for a potential real partner, I wouldn't recommend that's the only thing you're looking for out of this date. The most important thing is when you guys part ways after this date, you want her to feel like everything went smooth and perfect, and all she has to remember of you is good thoughts, good impressions, and everything going great. If you do that, chances are she's gonna want to see you again. And if you get to the second date, I mean, you can bomb that, but it's a lot harder. She's already at this point emotionally committed to actually wanting to be around you. Now I'm gonna say this just because I know somebody out here is gonna be watching this and fuck it up. If you ask her what she's doing after the date and she says anything but nothing, literally it could be anything, don't offer the second part of the date. You only offer the second part of the date if she communicates to you that she has nothing else going on. And if she does communicate to you that she has something else going on, that doesn't mean that the date went wrong. It just means she has something else going on. We don't know what it could be. It could be something important. She can't miss it. This is just something that you can try towards the end of your date, and it can be the icing on the cake to get you to the next level with her. Never want to put any type of inconvenience onto her, especially not on the first date. I mean, you wouldn't really want to do that in general. So if she got some other shit going on, it is what it is. You guys already had a good night. Let it go, and you'll see her again soon. But that's all I got for y'all today, my brothers. I hope you guys have an amazing first date. If you want to know about one of my worst first dates, you can click somewhere up here. I'm gonna link that video. It was a funny situation. I honestly feel like there wasn't much I could have did to save the date because of just how terrible shit went, but it was a funny story, so go check that out. Make sure you join the Discord. I'm in there every day talking to you guys. It's easier to get in contact with me. Anybody can talk to me in there. I really am for my community. I love you guys. I'm nothing without you guys. So I feel like the Discord is just a great place to kind of be able to communicate with you guys. And for the love of God, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. And go subscribe to my second channel, Berto2. I post on there every single day, so it's growing very fast. The whole community is growing really fast, and I couldn't be more appreciative of you guys. But you know, the nature of this channel, it's animations, so it takes a little bit longer to get the content out, and I'm never gonna put out garbage content. I'm always gonna put my heart and soul into this shit. But over on the second channel, it is easier to get stuff out, so go check that out if you guys want more content from me, and I'll see you guys over there. Peace.
Where you at, Berto?